Hey guys! So the last time I made a video, I was telling you guys that I was still alive, and that I would think of how to explain the last couple of months in short little bursts. So I'm not gonna get into any detail because that would just take forever, but I'll totally dish on certain topics that need detail and other topics that don't need detail. I'm not going to say anything about. So, that being said, I'm pretty sure I left off in August when I was going to school. And my first week of school was terrible, actually. It was very stressful. I didn't make a lot of friends, but I did make one friend that I'm still friends with. And, yeah, it was like really difficult. It was really weird and it was awkward having to, like, be like, what's that, and that, and oh yeah, I'm not actually from this country, and it was like imagine being a freshman, but not being able to speak the language, and that's basically what it was. But I survived freshman year, I survived that, and but I was actually so tired that by the end of the first week of school, I slept for a really long time, and I got sick a couple of times. I was just really not feeling it anymore, but I got through it, and the only classes that I was really good in were Spanish, because I rock at Spanish, and English, and then I had German class with the 5th grade. And that was totally cute. I love those kids. But anyway, I had these classes and I tried to like work, but it was just really difficult because like I could kind of understand what the conversation was about, but I couldn't really add my thoughts because I don't know how to forward my thoughts in German. So I was listening and stuff like that, and I tried to do homework a bunch of times. Like, I would ask my teachers, I'd be like, I don't think I could do this. Could you give me something easier to do? And they would like try. They'd be like, okay, just read this so you know what we're talking about, and blah blah blah. But it's just like I didn't have anything to do. Like, I would read the stuff and I'd be like, Jesus Christ, this is so difficult because I'd have to read it in German. So then I would look up. I would spend like half the time on Google Translator trying to figure this shit out. And eventually I was just like, dude, this is so ridiculous. But no, August. August wasn't really eventful. I just went to school. I actually, that's when I really started hanging out with my younger host brother Johannes, and yeah, just spent a lot of time with him because my oldest host brother Matthias had to work and then go to school all the time, and like he was there for me too. But then it was like I would come home from school with Johannes, and then I'd be like, I don't have anything to do. What do we do? And then he would like we'd do stuff together, and we got really close. And going into September, we were also very close. Yeah, he was like my best friend there. I mean, I did a lot of other stuff with like my host sister Charlotte, and then with my younger host brother Richard, but it was mostly Johannes that I did things with. And September, we had this thing. It's called Kirmes, and that's actually like a carnival. And apparently in Han, the town I was in, it's like the biggest Kirmes in the whole state or whatever. Would have been great, but it rained. That wasn't cool. The first day was okay. It was like totally packed. And then the second day I wanted to go, but my host sister didn't want to go with me, and I didn't want to go alone because I was like such a loser thing to do. And then the third day, it rained like freaking crazy. And I was just like, this is so not fair. It's like, what the hell? I got gypped. But that was really cool. It was interesting. It was very nice. I mean, it's basically like any other carnival, it's just like a little bit bigger, and everybody speaks German, so that was different. I went on a couple of rides with my sister, but I didn't go on the really big one. Oh, there was a really big one. It was so cool. But then I went on that it's like a carousel kind of thing, and they've got like these swings hanging down on it, and then it goes fast, 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 and up and up. And I finally rode on that because I've always seen them on like TV and stuff, and I've always wanted to ride them, but I've never seen one before, like in person. So then I finally did. And it was like awesome, but also kind of not awesome because the seats were completely soaked. And by the time I got up, like my ass was so wet, and I was like, this is so disgusting, but that was so awesome. So yeah, um, October. Well, I mean, I should say, like, the whole time I was, the closer I got to Johannes, the more alienated I got from my host mother. Probably because he's like the one that everybody blames. So he's like the one who's always getting in trouble, and like if something goes wrong, it's like it's his fault. And since we were so close, I would like defend him, and I'd be like, no, he didn't do that, or I would like eventually it came to be the both of us that were getting the blame, and it would be like either I did it wrong or he did it wrong, or it was one of us two. And I was like really sick of it, and it was just like it got worse and worse between us two until like one time she like screamed at me at the dinner table because my bag for school was too small. And at that point I was like, yeah, I cannot live with a woman who isn't even my mother and is gonna scream at me at the kitchen table in front of everybody just because I have a bag that she thinks is too small. Like, it, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't so bad that I was like, oh my god, get me out of here. But it was just like annoying because I was like, dude, I didn't come across the ocean to be yelled at by some foreign woman that's not even my mother. I was like, you have absolutely no right to be yelling at me. And I talked to my area rep about it. And eventually, by the end of October, they decided to move me into a new host family, which honestly I did not want. I was, like I said, I was really close with Johannes and things like that, so I didn't want to go because I was like, I'm losing my friends here. I have to change my school, I have to change the city, I have to change everything. I was like, I don't want to go. No, I don't want to go. I'll work it out with her. And she didn't want me to go either. She was like, I don't want her to go. We can talk about this and blah, blah. And I was like, totally willing to talk about it. But wifey was like, no, you're out of there. So I was gone. Went to a new host family in Dusseldorf. And now I'm here. Excuse me. By the start of November, I was not that happy. I mean, I've got to say November was the worst month of my entire exchange experience. I was very depressed. I was really depressed about having to go. I really didn't want to leave. And I would call Johannes and Matthias all the time. I'd be like, oh my god, I hate it here. This is so awful. Why am I here? I was really miserable. And I don't like the school. I mean, I still don't like the school. My first day at this new school sucked. It sucked so bad. It was like the worst experience of my life. And these people, they're like so rude. They're so obnoxious in class. They're so disrespectful. I was like shocked. And the teacher, she's like a counselor. She like puts together the schedules for the students. She goes to me. She's like, it's gonna take a while to put your schedule together, so just go with your host sister and do her classes for now. And I was like, okay. The first week, that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. But then 2 weeks later, I'm like, I still don't have a schedule. What the hell? And I go to her and I'm like, what's the deal? Like, where is my schedule? You know? And then she goes, well, it was too hard for me to put your classes in your sister's schedule. And I was like, yeah, damn right, it's freaking hard. That's her schedule. No other classes are gonna fit in there. And then she goes, well, you're just gonna have to keep the schedule for your host sister. And I was like, are you serious? So she was like, it's gonna stay the way it is. And I was like, uh-huh. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. It's like she has like physics, she has art class, and she has like these classes that like I don't need, and she's got like the pedagogic, I don't know what it is in English. In German it's pedagogic. And she has these classes that I don't need, that are too hard for me, and then they put me in this dumb class for German, and I'm like, she goes to me the first time, she's like, just try it. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. Never works with this one. I'm gonna have to tell you in the next video because I talked too long on this one. So, part 2, coming up in a second.